Ever feel like you're trying to run a race in thigh-deep mud? You've got the plans, you have the desire, you've even blocked out the time on your calendar, and yet your momentum stalls. The important emails go unanswered. The workout gear stays in the bag. The creative project never gets opened. It's tempting to blame the external factors. Not enough time, too many demands, just the wrong season. And those things are real. But there's often a quieter, more powerful culprit underneath. A set of limiting thoughts. They whisper, "I'm not ready yet. It's too late for me. I'm just not the kind of person who can do that." Left unquestioned, these thoughts become invisible walls. We pull back from opportunities, we procrastinate until guilt sets in, or we repeat the same patterns of self-sabotage and call it fate. Many in the Peace Beyond Thought community arrive with this exact ache. I know what I'm supposed to do. Why can't I get myself to do it? So often, this isn't a willpower problem. It's a belief problem. The good news? What is built in thought can be unbuilt in thought through awareness, honest challenge, and intentional repatterning. Here is a simple, compassionate, three-step framework to help you identify those thought walls, question them with clarity, and lay down new mental paths that carry you forward, steadily, sustainably, and in step with God's truth about who you are. Step 1. Shine the light. Becoming aware of the specific limiting thoughts. You cannot challenge a barrier that you cannot see. Limiting thoughts are masters of disguise. They often masquerade as simple, objective facts, wearing a tone of inevitability. They sound like, "I always," "I never," "It's impossible," "Everyone," "Nobody." Our first move is to simply name them. How do you spot them? First, notice where you feel stuck. Scan your life, your work, your relationships, your health, your spiritual rhythms. Where do you stall, avoid, or just spin your wheels? Second, listen for the inner narrator. When you imagine taking one small step in that stuck area, what thoughts immediately appear? Write them down exactly as they sound without editing. "I'm not qualified enough." "It's too late to start now." "I always fall off the wagon, so why bother?" "People will judge me if I try. I just don't have the time or the energy." "I'm just not that kind of person." Third, ask what belief sits underneath that thought. The surface thought might be, "I can't speak up in meetings." But the belief underneath might be, "My voice doesn't matter," or "It isn't safe to be seen." The surface thought, "I can't stick to a plan." The belief underneath, "I'm just an undisciplined person." Be gentle here. Don't scold yourself for having these thoughts. Most of them were learned from family, from culture, from past pain. You are just a kind scientist gathering data. You are the observer of the thought, not the thought itself. Just seeing them on a page outside of your head already begins to reduce their grip. Step 2, interrogate the barrier, actively questioning the limiting thought. Now that you've named a thought, it's time to bring it into the light for some honest, gentle inquiry. This isn't a courtroom brawl. It's more like holding an old, dusty object up to the light and asking, "Does this thing really deserve to keep driving my life?" Here are 5 ways to challenge it. First, test its truthfulness. Ask, "Is this thought absolutely 100% true?" Look for counter evidence. Find one time you didn't fail. One time you did follow through. Challenge the absolutes. Words like always and never rarely survive scrutiny. Second, trace its origin. Ask, "Where did I learn this? Whose voice is this really? Is it a parent's voice? A teacher's comment? The echo of one painful failure?" Often you'll find it's just an old, outdated program still running in the background. Third, evaluate the fruit. Ask, what is the effect of believing this thought? Does it produce courage, or paralysis? Does it lead to clarity or confusion, peace or shame? And then ask, if I didn't believe this thought today, what new possibilities would open up? Fourth, compare it with God's truth. Your limiting thought says, I'm stuck forever. God's truth says you are His workmanship, created for good works. Your limiting thought says, I'm too weak to do this. God's truth says, His power is made perfect in your weakness. Your limiting thought says, I'm worthless. God's truth says, you are chosen, beloved, and redeemed. Ask yourself, does this thought sound like the accuser or does it sound like the good shepherd? And fifth, spot the hidden payoff. This is a subtle one. Sometimes we keep a limiting belief because it seems to protect us. Ask, what am I getting to avoid by believing this? Am I avoiding the risk of failure? Am I avoiding being vulnerable? Am I avoiding the hard work? Seeing this payoff exposes the trade you've been making, temporary comfort in exchange for long-term growth. Step 3, pave a new path, intentionally replacing and repatterning. Challenging the old belief creates space. Now it's time to intentionally fill that space with a truer, kinder, more empowering belief, and then reinforce it until it becomes your new default. First, choose a credible alternative. You're going to flip or balance the thought. If the limiting thought is, I always fail, the alternative could be, I've failed at times, and I've also grown and succeeded. I can learn from this and move forward. If the limiting thought is, I'm not enough, the alternative is, I am beloved and in process. God equips me as I take the next step. Make it believable. If I am a confident speaker feels like a lie, try something you can believe. I am willing to practice confidence in small ways today. Then you have to reinforce this new pattern. Write your new belief on a sticky note and put it on your laptop or your mirror. Spend 60 seconds visualizing yourself taking the next small action with a calm body. Keep a micro wins list. 1 email sent, 1 10-minute walk. This is evidence, and evidence is what rewires belief. And most importantly, let your behavior train your belief. Take one small action as if the new belief were true. If the new belief is, I'm learning to connect with people, start with a simple 2-minute chat. This isn't faking it. This is training. You are aligning your mind with reality, with possibility, and with God's view of you. And then you are letting repeated small actions make it your felt truth. Let's use a real-life example. Your stuck area is presenting at work. Your limiting thought is, I'm terrible at public speaking. Step 1, awareness. You've named the thought. Step 2, challenge. Is it 100% true? Number, I led that team update last quarter and I got good feedback. This fear is coming from that one time I froze up in college. Believing this makes me avoid practicing, which just makes it worse. Step 3, replace and repattern. Your new belief is, I am a growing communicator. I prepare well and I improve each time. Your reinforcement plan, I will practice out loud for 10 minutes a day. I will pray, peace, be still right before I begin. And I will text a friend one thing that went well afterward. The result, after a few weeks, you're still nervous, but you're moving. The mud is thinning. Feeling stuck is often less about your actual capacity and more about the invisible beliefs that are steering you from the back seat. With these 3 simple moves, spot it, question it, replace and repeat, you can begin to dismantle the quiet sentences that have been running the show. This isn't about sheer willpower. This is about mind renewal. This is cooperating with grace to think with truth, act with courage, and grow with patience. As you practice, expect small, stubborn victories. 1 email finally sent, 1 boundary honored, 1 20-minute walk taken. These are not minor. They are new neural paths being paved. They are new spiritual postures being formed. Bit by bit, the mud thins, and you discover that the ground under your feet has been firm the whole time. If this reflection helped you find even a moment of stillness, subscribe for more weekly guidance from Peace Beyond Thought. And if you feel called to go deeper, you can explore our resources at peacebeyondthought.com. Remember, doubt your thoughts. Trust the stillness. Peace is already yours.